My name is Hilarie Cranmer. I'm an emergency physician. I'm working on behalf of Harvard Humanitarian Initiative and at the invitation of the Dominican Republic to come and help set up this field hospital, which you're just about to come and see. This is a rehab hospital. We have a pre-op, post-op area as well as a surgical capacity room here. We have intake and triage, and all the patients that you see in all these tents are patients who've had operations throughout Haiti as well as the Dominican Republic, and they're recovering here. We have nurses and doctors from all over the world. We have amazing staff as well as volunteer staff, including Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. And we have Operation Smile here. We're orthopedists and plastic surgeons and specialists. We have guys moving things. We have OR nurses walking back and forth. We have RTF, Rescue Task Force, because they helped us set up electricity for this whole operation. And then we have tents that we're slowly building up again to help with capacity of all the patients that we're planning on receiving. I have to say overall, the morale is good. I think people here look around and they see an oasis. We have running water here. We see these beautiful mountains here. We have an ability to care for nearly 300 patients and their families. And if they heal, we can set them up in a family center that's run by the ARC, the American Refugee Committee. We have a lot of surplus. You can see that there's a lot of medicines in there, but they're not very organized. They're in 3 or 4 different languages, and it requires a lot of oversight in terms of management and control. We have 225 patients here today. We can anticipate about 300 patients. We not only take care of the patients, but their family members, and we provide a settlement camp called Family Center by the American Red Cross, which is right next door, to give them food, water, and start establishing their livelihoods and repatriation to homes again. Here on this side, you see a tent, and there's often 6 patients and 6 family members, so 12 people. We have complex wounds here, like external fixation devices. We have amputees. Down here under these tarps, we have patients who are waiting to go over to the camp, and we also have this is where our meal distribution happens, so we can get our idea of rehab right now is actually to get patients out of their tents, down here, have something to eat, and then get back up into their tents. They're provided 3 meals a day by Love a Child Foundation, who has also hosted this entire settlement and this hospital. I think the volunteers' morale is good. We have a lot of people who are here that cycle in and cycle out. I think within 24 hours they start to get the idea that this is a lot different than what they're usually practicing. Today I had an internal medicine doctor setting up tents, but this is a team. This is a team approach. Everybody who's been here has been incorporated as part of a team. I was sent here to help team up with Love a Child to make sure that this ran efficiently. And I think, as you can see, there is a lot of teams on the ground. You have medical personnel, you have logistics personnel, you have transport personnel, you have patients and family members, you have representatives from Dominican Republic, you have representatives from all the international staff. In terms of personnel, but also logistics operations. We have Germans here who are setting up tents and running supply. We have World Vision who are bringing supply. We have American Refugee Committee who have set up the first family centers. We have the Host Foundation who came in and provided us tents that we can run operations out of. We have supply chain to supply food and mattresses and medicines to local populations who don't need it. This is a secure place we're able to distribute from here, especially to orphanages that have already had relationships with Love a Child Foundation. Morale is good. We ask that anybody be here or willing to sleep in a tent, supply their own food for at least the first 4 to 5 days. We have fresh running water. We have staff and chief meetings every single night to make sure that we're all on the same page in terms of what our acute needs are. And we also have a tiered structure system so that we can kind of get these issues that are raised immediately addressed, especially when they're life or limb threatening. This is not the first disaster that's come to Haiti. It won't be the last. The needs of this population are unlike any other needs that we've met in other disasters. That includes Katrina, Pakistan, Indonesia, China, all the places that have had these major natural disasters. It's also a little bit like these chronic war disasters as well. There's chronic injuries that need acute surgical care and then long post-rehab care, mental health healing, as well as rehabilitation. Everyone's doing their best. I know it sounds trite, but supporting those foundations that can then mobilize on the ground and get the things done is very much more important than supplies. Keep donating to your favorite organizations. Keep going to those websites. I'm part of Harvard Humanitarian Initiative. That's one of them. You have American Red Cross. You have the Rescue Task Force. You have all these people here working together. We're coordinating between the governments of Haiti, Dominican Republic, as well as the UN. So any of those websites, try to go to those websites, think about donations towards those websites, and then we're trying to coordinate and ask for specific needs and requests.